rap, I think. But Wu-Tang, I can handle some of their songs, but it's just one of those bands I'm like, they're not the best.
Let's say Sexual Boogie.
Oh, I called it COVID Coup Part 2 Sexual Boogaloo.
Gotta hate you. You and your fucking titles,
because
man.
I'm good at making titles.
Your titles be fucked up, and I'll be like, what the fuck is it?
COVID Coup Part 2 Sexual Boogaloo. What?
I like it. I like it too. I like the word boogaloo though.
Yeah, see?
Fun to say.
That was one of my favorite movies. That was one of my favorite movies. And
They can hear us?
Now they can.
Your titles be fucked up, and I'll be like,
You want me to say we're online?
I didn't know that they could hear us. I'm just trying to play it off. Hey, everybody out there in the internet land, welcome to the Shake Up, guys. You know who we are, you know what we do. We got the usual suspects in the building. We got JL Bells in the fucking building, Mr. Rated R Superstar himself, and the world's greatest misogynist. Also check him out on YouTube. He's got his own channel, World's Greatest Misogynist, where he, well, you know, he does
misogynistic shit.
Yeah, all that stuff.
He does.
Also, we got my man J Rock in the building. What's going on, Rock, man? What's happening, bro?
What's up, man?
And coming,
It's him and his cup.
coming back.
They know about the cup.
Coming back for more punishment because she is a complete masochist.
You know I like
Joining us
punishment.
in studio, we have the lovely Angela in the building. What's going on, Angela? What's happening?
Not much.
That's cool. That's cool.
Not much.
Thanks for stopping by and
I had
talking
nothing
shit
else
with
to
us.
do. Yeah.
Well, damn. Okay.
Damn.
Or nobody else.
Feel
We'll go into that later.
It's gonna be a great show.
She's
It
a
is.
woman. She doesn't understand. All she has to do is go outside and toss a rock in a general direction.
Real talk.
I mean, yeah, but I have standards too.
Yeah, we all do, but very seldom do we actually find
Goddamn
people that meet
standards.
those standards. So,
I know.
yeah, I know. That's how it goes. And rocking with the Shake Up, guys, man. What's going on in the world, man? We still got the plague.
Yeah.
And coming
Well, we don't have the plague.
Oh no, we don't personally
say,
have the
you guys
plague, but
lied
the
to me.
plague is still live in effect. Not to mention, there's something else coming behind the damn plague, which is fucking killer goddamn wasps.
What the fuck?
Motherfucker.
I didn't hear about that.
those?
Nah.
Fucking, they're called murder wasps.
Murder wasps,
Yeah,
bro.
they kill bees.
They kill bees, they take over the colonies, and they kill people too.
Yeah.
It's the Wu-Tang
Look,
Oh,
killer
no.
bees.
Nah, it's worse than that.
Killer
shit.
wasps.
No.
See, the Wu-Tang killer bees were imaginary. Okay, these are very
Transform into the Ghost Rider, killer
Nah,
bees,
well,
killer
you gonna
wasps.
be a ghost.
These are
You
murder
gonna-
wasps.
Gonna be
Okay.
kicking it with Casper at the barbecue.
Murder
people
wasps.
are gonna stay inside, aren't they?
Shit.
Fuck.
I mean, I am. Fuck that shit.
Unless they fly around at night.
Look.
Bugs are not normally nocturnal, so
No, okay,
not
here-
all bugs anyway.
Here's the thing.
Most bugs.
If you had a deadly, life-ending plague that couldn't keep people inside, you really think some fucking bugs, because you call them murder wasp,
That's a little different.
are gonna keep stupid people?
Bruh.
The plague, you can rub up against somebody and catch this fucking
You can
coronavirus.
be in the same room with somebody.
And catch the coronavirus, and that wasn't enough to keep stupid people inside. But the murder wasp, as you killing the Wu-Tang, you think that's enough to keep people inside? I doubt it. People are still gonna be like, fuck them bees, I'll just carry some off. Fuck
All
them
right,
off.
till they get
Until they get offed. You know what I mean?
Carry
And then
some
it's been
off.
one.
I
I'll
love
just
that.
carry some off. I've been cooped up too long.
Right?
Yeah, so
Sorry.
other than that, hey, I want to thank the 4 new subscribers we picked up.
Oh, yeah, thank you.
We want to thank you for rocking with us. We
Like and
appreciate
share.
you.
You're gonna lose them
And
after
hit that
today.
notification
Probably.
button so you know when we're
Probably.
live.
Yeah, they're gonna
Freeze
dip out
frame.
after this show.
All right. Cool. So, other than murder wasp and people getting poked to death, today's show is about sexual proclivities.
And being poked to death.
This is going to be a fun
Give
show.
me some. Give me some.
This is going to be a really fun show.
Facts.
And, well, I see. This was your topic, wasn't it, Jay?
Yeah.
Yeah.
This was one of mine.
So,
Take it
what-
away. Before, if I could, real quickly, before we go into the topic, 2 things. One, I want to say happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I got
Where's
a bottle.
the
today?
taco?
I got a bottle
Yeah,
of
it's the
tequila
5th.
downstairs. Oh boy.
I got 2 or 3, but
I just
happy
want a taco, you guys.
This
It's
motherfucker.
been so long.
happy Cinco de Mayo to everyone. And
Tacos
also,
of the food variety and the vagina variety. Just saying.
Told y'all
It's
it's gonna
been
be
this
a
gonna be a
so long.
great show.
It's gonna be a
It's
fun show.
I
Lots of fun.
also, I don't know how I'm gonna follow that shit. I put on my Facebook page. Somebody sent me, and I said I get a lot of shit sent to me. Somebody sent me a video clip of a young lady doing some pole gymnastics type stuff
With her daughter?
with her daughter, her 2-year-old daughter.
I saw that.
And my reply was simple. I didn't get in trouble this time. I simply said, if this is your daughter and you're your daughter's mother, you failed. And that was it.
Yeah.
That was it. I thought it was simple.
That's simple.
I thought it was safe. Now the feedback from that was...
Hold on, man. I gotta ask a question right now. It's
Shoot.
totally off topic. Cause what's up, Pistol in the chat room, dog?
Oh.
They still had fucking Derby.
No, wait a minute. I would have went down if I known. I thought Derby was canceled.
What the fuck?
The fuck, man? I thought
Y'all
Derby...
gotta explain that.
They
shit.
said Derby was canceled.
That's what I thought.
I would have went the Kentucky Derby in Louisville. It's my shit. They said
Yeah, how do you?
they
like,
said
how do
they
you
canceled
take
it.
Distance with that shit.
You can't. Fuck it. You risk your life.
The
Fuck the
crowd
murder
lets you
walls.
get there.
Listen,
Yeah.
everybody poor is gonna die anyway. Fuck them.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But no, fuck you. If that shit went down and I didn't, they said it was canceled. If I had known it went on, I would have definitely been there. Fuck it.
Damn, I'm mad that I ain't even.
That's some fuck shit now.
Fuck,
I'm
man.
pissed off now. Anyway,
That's fucked up.
Everybody
Let's-
wants an excuse
I
to
don't
wear
even-
a fluffy hat.
I don't
I
care.
don't need an
It's
excuse
Derby.
to wear a
Yeah.
fluffy hat. That's called Tuesday.
I had Derby
And drink.
attire.
And
I had a Derby
drink.
belt I was
Called
gonna
Tuesday
wear.
What's
also.
the derby?
Derby.
What's the famous derby drink?
Mojito.
Mint julep?
Mint
Mint
julep.
Yeah, there we go. Everybody wants
Knows
a
a
mint
ham.
julep,
Everybody
and they
wants
want
a
to wear a
mint julep.
floppy
Knows
hat,
a
and they want to
ham.
dress up for no
Yeah.
fucking reason. That's what they do at the derby.
That's every weekend anyway.
I'm just
I
saying.
guess. Anyway, let's go into today's topic because I just threw my shit off. Thanks, Pooh. Appreciate you. We had to bring.
Fuck now.
We had to bring back Angela for this one. She is one half of the Drunken Deviants. You can find old
I was
shows.
the deviant part.
Yeah, she was the
You
deviant.
were the deviant.
I
She was
was.
the
That's
deviant.
literally what it was because he was the drunk one. I was the deviant one.
She was the deviant.
He didn't. He did
Yeah.
not partake in the green stuff like I did, and which is where the deviant part came from.
So you
Awesome.
turned him out, is what you're saying.
Yes.
Anyway, you can find their old shows on YouTube. Go look them up. The Drunken Deviant.
Yeah, we're not together anymore.
I know, but
Whoopsie.
there was. If you're looking for our old show that she appeared on, it was called The Polyamorous. The Shake Up Guys have a conversation
That
with.
was like our first show.
It was our
Was
second.
it? Yeah,
It was
It was
one
our
of the
first show.
It was the first official show.
It was
Yeah.
Wasn't it?
Yeah, it was
Yeah.
the first show.
But
Yeah, it was one of the first few. I remember that, and then you guys came on ours too.
Yeah.
But like we did the podcast is about polyamory and just everything sexual that you can think of. We
Everything.
went over a lot of stuff
from
It was
ice cubes in
very-
the asshole to
Yeah, it was very.
that shit
We were
was
trying to make
different.
it a very like sex positive podcast to be very educational, and we got crazy too. I mean, it wasn't like all just like Wikipedia shit. It was a lot of fun episodes. Justin was
Yeah.
on. We
was a
did
good-
like
That
a
was a good
show.
episode about addiction. Yeah,
Exactly.
that
So
was awesome.
addiction has like reasons for the bedroom, as well as just
Yeah.
how you interact in your relationships and stuff like that. So we did a lot of stuff like that, just like different topics that all surrounded being sex positive and, you know, polyamory and just everything.
A little bit
That
of
goes with
everything.
it. Yeah.
Anyway, it was one of our highest viewed shows, so we had to bring her back when we thought about this topic, which is today we're discussing how kinky is too kinky? How far is too far? The reason I'm asking is because I had a flashback basically, and I thought about something some shit that really kind of just threw me for a loop. And thinking back on it, during a sexual encounter, the girl screams out, call me daddy's little princess and tell me I'm doing a good job.
Aw.
Now, in the middle of some shit.
Did you?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay.
Okay.
It fucks with you, though.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like,
I
that
like
makes
that.
you
I like
ponder.
that kind of shit,
it
but
makes you
whatever.
ponder some shit. A little bit, it throws me back a little because I was like, it's a turn on, but am I weird because it's a turn on? Anyway.
It comes out of nowhere, though. It does.
It can be if it wasn't something you discussed prior to.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Well,
Yeah.
I could see if
That's
she
no
was
problem.
making like stir fry and she said, "Yo, call me." What did she
Call me
say?
daddy's little princess.
daddy's little
and tell me
princess.
I'm doing a good job.
And that would be kind of different.
Fuck,
That'd be
exactly.
weird.
See, it will
Yeah.
fuck with you a little bit.
I feel like I would hear
mean-
like dum 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 dum.
I'm waiting for Chris. I'm waiting for Chris Hansen to come in and say, "Hey, have a seat."
Right.
Man,
But
fuck you,
no.
Chris
They're two
Hansen.
consenting adults.
On the other end,
She
Feel
wants to
free.
be called a princess.
It's fucked.
I had
Oh.
something like that happen to me too, and I laughed at him because it hit me out of nowhere.
He wanted you to call him daddy's little princess.
No, but I think we were doggy style or something, and he was like, "Say my name, bitch," and I was like, and I
should've
just
discussed
started
this a little
dying
before,
because like.
yeah.
I'm not opposed to people calling me a bitch in the bedroom or a slut or daddy's little whatever.
My kinda
Like,
girl.
I love that shit. Like,
Right,
yeah,
right.
but if that's like our dynamic, then cool. But if it
Just
just
give me a
comes
heads
out
up.
of nowhere, it fucks
Right.
with you. You're like, wait a minute, I wasn't even in that headspace.
Wait a minute.
Did you tell him?
So yeah, it can be jarring if it just comes out of nowhere.
Yeah, that's some shit just needs.
Surprise.
Some
Just like if you miss the hole and get into the other one, that sucks for
Okay,
a little
see,
bit.
that's just that's not okay.
Wait a minute. No. We've all done
You
it.
gotta
Everybody
be
has
careful,
slipped.
you know what
There's
I'm
been
saying?
accidents
It's always
that's
been an
happened.
accident.
Everybody
Yeah.
slipped. It all
Listen,
happens.
Oh,
I've known
been
some
accident.
guys that it's not an accident. They
Oh,
did
yeah.
that shit on purpose.
Wow.
I'm sure there's some assholes out there though.
If they spit on it, they trying to. I saw what you did there. If they spit on it, just know it's trying to.
Yeah, I know.
If a thumb slides in there, they're trying to go in
But
there.
see, I don't care about a thumb. A thumb, that's fine. That's almost like a
That's
plug.
just like a handlebar. You know?
Yeah. A whole penis, though, depending on how large it is, that's a lot at one time.
A little too much over here.
This motherfucker said,
Bristol wants to know, have you ever played Runaway Slave before?
"Don't fucking answer
Yeah,
that.
don't-
answer
no.
that. Don't answer that."
The answer is no.
No, we are not asking the white girl. Come on.
The answer to that question is no.
Ooh,
The point is,
that's a funny ass question now.
It is. It's hilarious.
I can't with y'all.
I'm not doing that.
I forgot everything I was about to say.
The white girl that prefers black men, don't ask her that.
Yeah, just show up and it's like, oh, Miss Angela, I done picking cotton for
Don't
the
you
day,
spit,
and,
motherfucker. That's the
I
first time you ever heard
You
that.
told me to come by the stables and
Yes.
what you want, Miss Angela? What the fuck? Like, what type of role playing games are you into?
This one, yeah, a little. Anyway, just a quick.
Never done that before.
I saw like a porno where they was doing some shit like that.
Yeah, I saw that one too.
Where
It
they was like
out
call
in
me
the
the,
field.
like
See-
calling him the N word, but he was
Yeah.
like busting in her face. So I was like, did that even it out? Like
See,
I don't know.
And that is for me where it gets too kinky.
yeah, that's
like,
what
That's
there's-
where you draw the line.
Yeah, that when it becomes like, even if like two consenting adults like want to do this, like for me though, I could never get in that headspace. Like I have a mixed daughter, okay? Like I can never get into that headspace because what if somebody wanted my daughter to do shit like that, And it's just like it's not okay.
Ghetto daggers,
So that for me is when it gets like too kinky, when it becomes like detrimental to people's like mental health or physical
Right.
health,
Mental scarring
obviously.
shit, yeah.
Right.
So that's I'll do anything and every fucking thing though, you know.
But Ice Cube's in the ass.
You can get a hold of
okay.
Angela at blah blah blah.
Yeah, right. Just a quick recap for everybody. Angela, at one point in time, you had all in one household. You had your husband, boyfriend, and a girlfriend.
Yeah. But the girlfriend didn't live with us. No.
Okay.
But
So that's
the
pimping.
boyfriend lived with us. We didn't have enough room for another person. But yeah, that's what it is.
Yeah.
Like, it's just having multiple relationships, and my husband could date whoever he wanted to, but he's super monogamous. He won't. He'll do stuff with me there, but like he won't go off and do unless I'm super wing woman for him, and like I'm like, hey, go do this.
Right.
This person, you know, whatever.
Hey,
Other than that,
gotta
he's
get you
just
some
like,
strange.
exactly. I was like, come on, man, like do something outside of just me. And he's one of those guys that's like super into video games, and then you know
Just
he's
run of the mill guy.
yeah, he's a little, you know, cute little nerd, and I love him. But
You
like
fucked this whole world up.
I did. He was, you know, one of those really straight white church going boys growing up, you know, and I
And he got
totally
with the devil.
Fucked him up.
yeah.
Fucked his whole life
I
up.
totally came in and was
I don't
like,
think he
yeah.
was ready for that one.
Nah, he wasn't ready.
Like, he thought it was just gonna
wasn't
be
ready.
threesomes and shit, you know, every once in a while, because he knew I was like who I was. But no, I brought in a man to live with us for 2 years, and you know, they were all asleep. Like, we had 2 beds that were together, and I just chose which bed to sleep on. And then I would date women outside of that, and then the boyfriend could date other people. It was a whole thing. So, and then me and the boyfriend had the podcast. So
Okay.
yeah.
Now, speaking of women, now you said it's been so long since you've been able to
It's been
do a little muff
months.
diving,
Yeah,
and
like
you can't find a
almost a
woman,
year probably.
and you can't
I bet you'll
find.
find one before this weekend.
Yeah.
I mean,
That's how it goes.
I'm on like dating apps and everything. I'm also one of those people, like, I like to get to know you a little bit before I just jump into bed. A lot of women, especially my age, are just looking to hop into bed. They're not looking for a girlfriend, especially a girlfriend that has a whole family. You
And
know
those
what I
women
mean?
can reach us at the shakeup guys at gmail.com. That's the
The ones
shakeup
that
guys.
are not looking for, yeah.
No, the ones that are.
Yeah.
No, I'm kidding.
Both.
Not really though.
No, and that's like the problem that I run into, because literally you come in and it's daunting to have someone who's got a whole family and to have to basically be a part of that family. You don't have to interact with them like if you
that,
don't want
yeah.
to,
But
but at some point you're gonna meet somebody.
you're all-
You know
it's
what I
all
mean?
encompassing.
And it's gonna be like what I talk about, and you know, so you're still gonna be a part of that,
Right.
a part of that dynamic. And I have a job, and I have to worry about my kids and my husband, and have that schedule all on top of a whole other dating schedule and my fitness schedule. Like, my days are jam-packed full of shit.
Right.
And I don't put one thing over the other. My fitness usually comes over everything else right now, because I'm trying to get down to like a certain weight. But then comes my family, and then comes whatever else I can do after work. You know what I mean? So like, I'm super flexible though, but it's also a lot to compete with.
Right.
So women don't want to handle all that
Also,
shit.
you said that most women find you intimidating.
Yeah, and I'm super honest. Like, whatever is in my head, you're gonna know. I don't like secrets. I don't lie about shit. I don't lie and say like something's okay when it's not, you know. And I don't not talk to you when shit is wrong. You know how a lot of women do the silent treatment?
Man.
I don't do that shit. I'm like, hey, we need to sit down and talk about this. No, I don't want to talk about it. I'm like, no, we're not going to get through this until we sit down and talk about it. So we're going to talk about this shit. People don't like that. People don't like that at all.
People hate
So,
confrontation.
and my
Yeah.
guy Pooh says, why
Right.
get married at all?
Right.
Why get married at all?
Yeah.
Because my husband is my best friend in the entire world. That man comes number one.
Before everybody.
Before everyone. Like, I will never leave my husband for anybody, because my husband has seen me in every single way, shape, and form, from being 315 pounds to 160 pounds to everywhere in between, to having children, to having my heart broken. He picked up my heart the first time it was broken before we got together. We were friends for a very long time beforehand. My heart got broken right before Valentine's Day. He took me out on a date. We were together ever since. Because that man did my dishes when I broke my arm because I was walking my boyfriend's dog. He came over and did my dishes. My boyfriend didn't. Like, my husband has been there for me through every fucking thing. I will not let that man go. And just because I can have multiple relationships with other people and that love is still there, that shows, like, this is my person. This person will always be here. And just like you have friends, your partner,
Day ones.
your partner doesn't get in the way of your friendships with other people. Your love isn't different between your kids. How can you love 4 or 5 kids the same way? You know, you love everyone differently. Your friendships are different. Everything is different. I can have sex with people, and that's not going to change the way I feel about my husband.
Hey, wait a minute. Hold on. So you had a boyfriend, but your husband was coming over to do your dishes. Mm-hmm. Before he was your husband, right?
Yeah.
Okay. And
Before
then
he was even my boyfriend. We were just friends.
Okay, I got you. And then somebody broke your heart before Thanksgiving.
The guy that... No.
Right before Valentine's Day.
Yeah.
And your husband picked up the pieces again. Again, y'all were still just friends at that time.
Yeah. And he took me out for Valentine's Day. 4 months later, found out I was pregnant with the other guy's baby. He has taken care of my daughter since the time that I found out I was pregnant. This man...
He's trying.
He's
really trying.
This man...
He's doing his fucking... I'm so proud of you right now.
Wait. Don't. Just...
Because you haven't done it yet, and I feel it. I feel you over here.
So...
Good job, Jack.
Why you about to call on the ancient spirits of evil?
Dude, no, I'm not. I'm so... Okay, and I respect... I said, hold on. I respect. Okay, fuck it. I tried. I really tried. He sounds like the world's biggest cuck, and I'm not. No offense. I don't mean that in no way. He might as well lick the runoff out to you, man. Just seriously, just go. You fucking kidding me? I'm like. He picks up the pieces. I respect that, and I'm glad y'all found that love. I'm glad y'all found that love.
He did it again after Eric left too.
And that's amazing.
Yeah.
There should be more men like that, but at the same time, you might as well tell him to hold the camera and stand in the corner like a little.
He's watched me have sex with other people before, other men. Yeah.
He's into that shit.
We used to go to the sex club, and he would be in the same room. Yeah.
Was he fucking somebody else?
Yeah.
Or just okay, cool.
It would be a huge like orgy of fucking people. He's been in the same room while I fucked other men. Yeah.
Oh my god. Okay.
So he knows that I'm not going anywhere. He is my
He's your safety net.
He's my person.
He's a sponge. He's a condom. He's a catch-all. He's a reservoir.
I don't know what I'd do with myself. Like, he has helped me through a lot mentally.
That's love.
Like, not just physically. He's helped me through a lot mentally. Like, I've shown him every ugly side of me, and he doesn't care.
That's great, but I don't know if I could, like, love. I can love and, be there for somebody until I see another dick go inside of them, and then I'm done.
How can you watch porn then?
I don't know. I'm not in love with them. I don't love any of those people on porn. I don't know them. Thank you for providing yourself. And that's not to say that it's different strokes for different folks. Yeah. I'm talking about me personally.
Everyone is different. Like, you guys can understand the monogamy point of view.
Yes.
And he doesn't. And the whole thing, when I started doing we started off like very simple, trying to find a unicorn.
That's acceptable to me, in my opinion. That's perfectly fine. I'm all for bringing another woman in because that's art.
That's what he thought too.
Exactly.
Like, it's cool. I can't compete with a woman. She's got different parts than me, right? Like, you can't compete with a woman because whatever. Yeah. If she leaves me for a woman, maybe she prefers that better. That's how he thought. When I started seeing other men separately, because then we opened it up to couples, because finding a unicorn is an exhausting thing.
It's hard.
you find couples that are willing to swap with each other. Same room, different room, whatever. We started doing that. We started going to the Champagne Club when it was open. It is
You're
now
right.
closed.
Facts, yeah, they closed. Thanks, government.
I know the whole story, yeah.
What, is it
but
closed permanently?
Yeah,
Yep.
they passed a new and they got shut down.
No,
I thought it opened up.
Nope, they're done.
So what happened was
We'll talk later.
they beat it in court,
But
and then they
legislation.
were pushing down on the guy that owned the land, and were doing a whole bunch of shit to him, and he
Yeah.
basically kicked them out.
Christian values.
They
Yeah.
were, they try to
That's
super
wild.
conservative.
It's Indiana. And
Exactly.
It's
so
a red
You can
state.
drink yourself to death.
they were
and you can shoot
enforcing
yourself,
a bunch
but
of.
God forbid.
They were being super nitpicky about all the rules and stuff, and they were coming in and doing multiple inspections for no reason, and so the guy just got tired of it and was like, "You guys gotta go."
Yeah, you gotta go.
So they closed down for good. But we were going there. It was a sex club. We were doing same room. I would be in the camera room. Whatever. I'm a super exhibitionist. I love to
You
be
went straight
watched.
to the camera room. Exhibitionist.
Oh yeah, first time I had sex there was in the camera room. So it's just I am that type of person. And then I started exploring like who I was as a person. And this entire time you have communication with your partner. And I'm like, look, this is who I am. Can I start going by myself? And he was like, sure, it's cheaper that way anyway. And I don't like to really have sex there, so whatever. And then it became, can I start having sex there while I'm there alone? Because when I was going alone, he was like, try not to like do anything
Fuck anybody else?
with men.
Yeah.
As
That's
long as it's a
reasonable.
woman, I'm fine. And this is how things evolve is, you make rules, you get to the point where maybe the rules need to be changed. So we would change the rules up. I met my ex-boyfriend now, Eric, who I did the podcast with. We had a huge connection. And I went to Andrew. I said, look, I have a connection with this person. I want to explore it and see what happens. And we did for about a year. We went through a lot of strife, and where he was like, I don't like this. I don't want to do this. But
To move the fuck into my house and
Well,
live in our room.
literally, it took
eat
about
my
a
food,
year.
fuck my wife. Sure, I don't give a
I
fuck.
mean, it took about a year, and yeah, he did end up moving in because he was having some issues with his apartment, and he lived with us for 2 years.
Ain't nobody gonna say it. Ain't nobody really, just me. Hold on one second. Nobody. Y'all
Not gonna
y'all
say
gonna leave it
what?
to me. Two things. Okay.
You said what I was going to say.
Three
about it.
things.
That was my idea.
hold on.
It
their
was my
life.
idea.
Three things.
Me,
One,
I'm not with it, but
It was my
One,
idea. He didn't want to move in with me
either.
either. He didn't want to move in with me.
I'm not doing
how
that shit.
how good
I'd
is
have
your
shot Eric
pussy?
ass as soon as he walked up to my
Facts.
door,
The
motherfucker.
fact that
Now fuck
how
it.
how good am I in bed? The
Yes,
fact that
that
he
you
left
can
for 3
convince-
months and couldn't handle it and had to come back, and now we're fucking
Fuck
again.
that.
Well, there's a level of
that's one thing.
freakiness you get used to.
When you can convince a
You know what I'm saying?
no, fuck that. When you can convince a man that what will be in our best interest is to allow this motherfucker over here to live with us,
Jackknife powerbomb that ass.
and he can occasionally
I'm a very fun
Regularly.
person in
the
bed.
top rope on that ass.
There is nothing off limits with me in bed. Like, I will try anything once.
Except for slave shit.
Well,
Yeah, we're not
except
doing
yeah,
slave
fucking
shit.
slave
except
shit.
for that, yeah.
Except for slave shit.
I've never met someone that wanted to do that
Yeah,
shit.
I'm not gonna
But
lie.
not really.
For
no.
what? You know?
but no,
Throw me in there.
that's the
How am I
thing.
getting soft? Wait. He said I'm getting soft.
No, just don't worry about it.
Okay.
Stay focused.
Okay, I'm
But
good.
that's
You
the
know
thing,
who you
though.
are, goddammit.
Like,
Right.
here's the whole thing. Like, it took a year for my husband to realize I'm not going anywhere. Because my husband was also not my type. Eric was my type. Eric is a 6'2",
Yeah,
big
big
ass
old
fucking
dude.
black man. And that's what I preferred. My husband is
Complete domination.
yeah, my husband is 5'7", 150 pounds,
Yeah.
white guy. Okay, so it was a whole thing of he thought that was gonna leave him for my type. You know what I mean? And I
Yeah.
didn't.
Right.
And so we figured out that there was enough trust there that he knew
It
that I
ain't
wasn't
trust.
going
Is you
anywhere.
don't have a choice. Either she's
you
gonna
love
take this
you?
golden vagina and leave,
He
or
loves you.
this
He wants to
big
be
black
with
ass
you,
dude that
and he
she done
knows
brought
the
in here is
best
gonna
way to keep
me
you
on the top of the
in-house
head.
is to move Wang in.
So rather than lose you to the black dude, he's like, "Fuck it, I'll just share."
No,
wasn't
like
really
that
even
wasn't
sharing,
even a
that
thing.
took
It
over.
wasn't. I didn't give him the ultimatum of he better move in
or else. No.
I went to my husband and I said, look, he's having issues with his apartment because he was living above a garage and paying about twice the amount that we were paying for our mortgage. And he had basically the size of an apartment, which was the size of our living room and dining room put together, and he was paying twice the amount that we were paying for a 3-bedroom apartment or a 3-bedroom house. And so it was just like, that's dumb. And he was barely like making it, and he was about ready to get kicked out. And I went to my husband and I said, do you mind if he stays with us for a while?
Does he mind if I come stay with y'all? Because these house payments is really starting to weigh a brother down, you know? It's fucking mortgage payments.
I am the type of person, I will give the shit off my back to somebody if they need help. Right. Literally, like, if you pull your own weight and you do... I've let other friends of mine that I wasn't fucking stay with us. I mean, that's just...
Fair enough.
You know? Like, if you come to me and you're like, look, I'm about to be on the street. And I'm like, I mean, depending on, you know, how much I like the person, it's, you know, a whole thing.
It helps.
But yeah, I will help a person out. Like, I'll give you food, I'll do all this stuff. Like, and it wasn't because I wanted him to move in and stay. It was to help him out. Now, when he moved in, it was a really nice thing because him and my husband got along super well. They had a lot of shit in common. I tend to date the same type of person. Nerdy guys, gamer guys that know a lot of fucking trivia that I don't know anything about, you know, just a lot of like really smart guys. And they had a lot of shit in common. And so they would literally sit around and talk to each other when I wasn't even there. So it wasn't even they were enemies.
That's baffling to me. Like, they
got along.
Have a conversation not like normal people, you know what I'm saying? It's not gonna be like, hey, what's going on, man? I mean, you want something to eat? No, it's gonna be like, what's up, bitch? You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm gonna talk shit to you every time I see your ass. You know what I'm saying?
Like, we had a really
get your punk ass off my spot on the couch.
I made eggs. Fuck your eggs.
Nigga, fuck PlayStation, nigga. It's Xbox over here. Whoa. You know what I'm saying? Talking big shit.
That's big shit.
We had some really... There were some awkward moments.
I'm sure there were lots of awkward moments.
Did they gang up on you at any point in time? Be like, no, she's wrong, you're wrong, we both agree you're wrong?
They would gang up on me all the time. They would tag team and make fun of me.
Literally or figurative?
Are we talking literally or figurative?
You know how that sounds, right?
They pump that shit like an accordion? Or?
No, see, that's one thing about me is I prefer more vagina in the bedroom than men. So I don't like 2 men at a time and just me. It's violent. It's one, it can be.
It's horrible.
But 2, I actually thought I was a lesbian for a very long time.
Nice.
I don't find very many men that I find super attractive that I want to have sex with, especially now that I'm 35.
You're super quiet on that 30.
Yeah, I know. Especially now that I'm getting older, I'm more into the female variety. I have a lot of men also that like message me, and it disgusts me most of the time because people think because I am polyamorous, I'm just gonna jump into bed with you, and you can just send me a message and be like, "Hey, baby, let's fuck." No.
Yeah, you gotta be funny and nerdy and all kinds of other shit.
I like to have a good conversation. That's what turns me on.
Good.
If I can connect really well with somebody, then that's what turns me on. Like, I'm super into it then. But if it's just like, okay, let's fuck, it's like, okay, I have to start thinking about things that turn me on because, like, you're not doing it for me. Right. You know? I like a good banter and a good conversation beforehand. Like, I'm not just... oh, okay, come over and fuck, and then leave. Like, it doesn't fulfill me anymore.
Right, it's the mental stimulation, the intimacy that goes along with that.
And that's why I like multiple relationships with people, because you know a person super well.
Okay, so
when you're having sex with someone multiple times and you're having conversations, there's a lot of stuff that goes on there.
Okay, see, that explains a little bit more. It's not about... For you, it's not wholeheartedly the sex, all-encompassing. It's more so the connection that you have with these people. Yeah. And once you establish that connection, you want to hold on to that connection.
Exactly. Yeah, I don't want to just have multiple, fucks. You know, I want to have friends. I want to have a friendship or whatever. That's why when, like I said, I would go to the sex club, I wouldn't have sex all the time. But if I saw someone there multiple times and we have, like, a good like conversation or whatever, yeah, it can lead to maybe going and having sex. But like, it takes a lot for me to just end up in a bedroom with somebody. Like, I have to like these people, you know?
So, question. Have you always found that you've always been like this? Where you said you were at one point.
I was a hoe when I was a kid.
Nigga. You said at one point in time you were 315 pounds. Were you the same?
Oh, yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, yeah. But see, I didn't feel good about myself. And that's the only way I could feel good about myself. At 300 pounds.
This is like,
because
like a lesson in psychology.
So you said you were a hoe when you were younger?
Yeah.
So I
was experimenting.
Okay, so not a hoe, experimenting. And she's like, no, fuck it, I was a hoe.
I was a hoe and I did hoe activities while I experimented, yes.
Okay.
That's what's up.
Well, the show is about...
I'm not judgmental.
Why am I the focus here?
I mean, how the fuck can we follow this shit?
I mean, nobody gives a fuck about we're men. Everybody already thinks we're disgusting.
We should have just saved me for last.
I started it with the whole call me daddy's little princess and told me I'm doing a good job.
That's true.
I mean, that was enough. Like, I've never heard weird shit.
I'm super into role playing though. Role playing takes imagination. You know?
It's hard.
Role playing is hard.
You gotta get in the headspace, and you gotta. Sometimes you just laugh at each other because it's dumb. You say some dumb shit, but still.
Role play for me is like, I'm into it in the beginning. After it's been a while, a year, 2 years, I don't want you to role play. I don't want you to try to be somebody else, because I know exactly how it's gonna feel when I slide in. I know exactly. No, let's do that shit when it's new and exciting. Don't do that shit when I know exactly everything you like. If I put your leg this way,
but I've always wanted to role play as like Darth Vader.
Well, of course, because you like Star Wars, nigga.
Yeah, but I always wanted to role play as Darth Vader. But
like with the mask on.
Yeah, with the mask on and the cape. You know what I'm saying?
See, I've done not the Darth Vader thing.
And like talking shit while I'm doing it.
I'm not trying to laugh at. That's your fantasy.
That's not my only fantasy. I got plenty. I got lots of shit up here that's, you know what I'm saying, I love to act on. But
in a Star Wars show. That shit is sexy as fuck.
Hold on a second, sweetheart. We're not gonna breeze past this shit like
that. I want to get it on as Darth Vader.
Fuck, some shit you need to keep to yourself.
Nah, why the fuck? I thought we was being open.
The fuck?
I thought this was a safe space.
It is a safe space. Some shit's too weird even for this fucking show.
How was it that weird?
Why the fuck do you? No, fuck that. We're being judgmental. Why the fuck do you want to be Darth Vader with your dick out?
Because
who the fuck
wants to give her the Force?
Right, exactly. I want to give her the Force.
Don't you co-sign that bullshit?
No, you know
don't co-sign that bullshit.
You know what? I love choking. Choke
exactly. We'll see that. Then I can pretend force choke. You know what I'm saying? And then I can say ill shit like
you just as fucked up.
You know what I'm saying? I can say like wild.
And this motherfucker's doing sound effects.
Exactly. The whole shit.
Table
like
fucked up. All y'all fucked up. I just want to point that out.
I see your mother has taught you well.
See, weird now.
How is that weird?
You say your mother has taught you well?
Yes.
See, no.
Now that's getting into a little slander.
Please. Please. So you had two guys living with you, and I'm weird because I have a lightsaber cock fantasy. Stop it.
No, I'm joking.
No, that's fucked up.
The mother taught you well.
You might as well say his mother. So your mom was a hoe too, huh?
Well, not her mom.
My mom was.
Not your mom.
My mom was.
Okay, wow.
Oh, Jesus.
You know what?
Exactly, dog. I'm trying to hit her with the force choke. I'm trying to hit her with the force choke, and then I want to be like, you are as clumsy as you are stupid.
I love
and
this
then,
show.
You know what I'm saying? I got my shit.
My mom, when my stepdad passed, my mom gave me a whole box of fucking Playboys and a book that said how to blow him away. How to blow him away. She had a book about that shit.
Wow.
She's like, here, I don't need this anymore. And I'm like, Damn. Mom, I think I got this one covered. Thanks. See?
Thank you. Pooh said it. Best fucking show ever.
Full of crotchless panties and
Wait, your mom set you out.
She stole one of my toys from me.
Your mom set you out.
Wait, you missed it. Your mom stole one of your sex toys?
That's awesome.
That's what's up.
That's kind of.
Is it your favorite toy?
No, I didn't use it.
What your mom look like? No, I'm just kidding. I'm fucking with you.
You want to see? My mom was hot.
I I do.
Okay,
Let's
fuck
see
it
what she
then.
look like.
Hold on.
I'll do.
You said she
Wait a
looked
minute.
like-
While she's doing that, I want to point out the only quiet person on the show today
Justin over
is the
there.
married
That's
dude.
why I'm like, why? Why
The
are we
married
over here?
dude is quiet as fuck.
Hey.
Our chat room is talking cash shit. Thank you, Pooh, by the way. He said best fucking show ever. And the married guy who's on the panel here
Yeah.
ain't got shit to say.
I'm enjoying this.
You
This is
need
funny.
to start talking.
You over there plotting, ain't you?
This is funny. I'm loving it.
I just want everybody to know that I will officially change my name to Darth Vader.
I mean, I can get into that shit.
I'm just saying, I know. 'Cause a lot of people want to be on the sneak tip, but you know what I'm saying? I show up.
And
with
you
the-
ain't shit
with
because
the
you keep
fucking
leaving me
helmet
alone to deal
and
with
the,
this.
The light bright chest, and you gonna do whatever the fuck I say. You know what I'm saying?
You just gonna wave your hand at the
Fucking
bitch?
right I am. Or get
So
get
you're
force
gonna see
choked.
me as a baby, but that was my
Your
mom.
mom
total
can get
hottie.
your mom's nice looking. I'm trying to be respectful. I
I'd have gave it to her
started to
hard.
say your mom could get dick, and then I was like, your mom's nice looking.
That was my mom
I
back
cleaned
in
it
the
up.
80s.
Got it.
Everybody
got it for
everybody wanted my mom. That's what people would tell me. Everybody was after my mom.
Apparently, mom had a drawer of Playboy's dick sucking books and toys.
Mine
Yeah.
was off the chain.
I don't know. I think my fantasy is, walking in with my
Those are her
wife with
senior
another woman and
pictures.
be like, what's going on
Shocked and
here?
appalled.
It was just
and then,
Saturday.
and then just peel off all your shit and jump in.
Like,
jump
what
in the
the-
Isn't that
middle.
just Saturday though?
Those were her senior pictures.
Nice. Yeah, she
I'm
can
just
get it.
saying,
It's just that's the weekend.
Totally.
that's,
Her senior
That's-
pictures.
that's about the extreme
I was gonna say, ain't that at least once a month at
fantasies.
your house?
Yeah, wow.
Yeah.
See, I
minute.
told you.
Been a
my
minute.
mom was
Been a
hot.
minute.
Let that be a lesson,
You know.
Mrs. Rock. As he
But
said,
no,
it's been a while.
but man,
Stop making excuses.
no, I'm just saying, fucking fantasies. I pretty much, I don't do, dudes and all that in the bed. No, we're not.
Yeah, there's only one
down
dick
with
in my
that. There's
fantasy.
only one dick in the world.
In hers, there's at least two.
No, there's not even two dicks in her fantasy. She just has more than one.
No, in her
That's
world,
my-
in
that's
her
my
house.
kink- That's my kink limit. Not no other.
No other
no other
dude.
dick.
Right.
You know what I mean?
That, and I think that's
Don't even come close to my asshole,
See,
bitch. If
my
you try to
thing
come
is-
close to my asshole, you can get
But
punched.
see, that's the thing though. Like,
You getting punched.
My thing is like, okay, one dick per fantasy, and I'm not even all that gung ho about two women. Because
Oh, really?
I
That's
feel
a
like
beautiful
not. I
thing.
mean,
Yeah, it really
it's something
is.
that is like it's curiosity for me, but it's more or less like I'm not gonna open that door because if we start talking about other dicks, then I might choke you out.
no, it's a requirement. Two chicks is a
group
requirement.
sex is hard.
I don't want to.
Thank you.
Group sex is very
I'm not
hard.
interested in it. I'm
I
going
don't
with one
even
girl.
prefer it. I don't even prefer group sex. Like, it's fun sometimes, but like it's hard to
It's-
keep everyone
yeah.
in the loop. Like, and not
Satisfied,
let
happy,
someone
yeah.
just sit there and have to watch.
There's always
Plus,
gonna
that
be one
seems
person who
messy.
just ends up in the
But see,
corner,
I
and
mean,
you gotta
that's such a
you gotta
thing.
include
That's
them
why-
and pull
see,
them back
I'm a watcher.
in.
Like I like to watch
Oh,
my
yeah.
wife with
That's my thing. Every time I always
that's what excites me.
I always like to
It's
watch
kinda
two
like-
chicks. I
like,
sit
I
back
look-
and watch for
Now
10
that I
minutes.
would not mind seeing my
Now,
girl with another girl.
here's the thing.
I don't mind
I
that.
love my wife's the bomb.
But I've had more
You know what I'm
threesomes
saying?
than
My
I've had.
wife is the bomb. I enjoy just her.
Facts.
I love nachos, right? Right?
Did you just compare
I love-
your wife to
No,
nachos,
listen.
motherfucker?
But sometimes you like add a little sour cream to spice it up a little bit. And sometimes that's what I'm
Guacamole.
saying.
You need some guacamole.
Once in a while.
Is that code for
that's-
Spanish chicks?
Side guac.
That's what I like,
Need some side guac.
It
Cinco de
enhances it a
Mayo.
little bit.
You know
It
what's
enhances
funny?
it a
That's a
little
terrible
bit.
analogy, but I get it. I get it. I get it. I get it. I just get it. I just think your wife
You know.
gonna be like, you compare me to guacamole.
It's
No,
funny
she
you
knows I'm
say
like-
that. I have
No, I would
not
compare
been.
another chick to guacamole. She's the nachos.
Okay. I'm just glad you're talking finally. You know
I've
what
not been with like
What the
much
fuck?
more than white women.
Okay.
Like, not like by choice. It's just one of those things. Like, a lot of white women are bisexual or
true.
pansexual.
That's true.
But like, I've been with like I think one black woman, and that was in a group situation. So I was just like touching her every once in a while, So it wasn't even like one-on-one. But like, I would love to have some side guac. You know what I mean? Like a different.
Side guac.
To the
That's
ladies,
going on a t-shirt, y'all.
to the that's coming next.
I
To the
need-
ladies out there,
I need
Angela
some
here,
side guac.
she needs some side guac. So if you are a woman of color,
Guacamole.
Plus, I'm super fucking white, man. I don't need another super white person next to me. We just blind people.
You are, because we had turned down the contrast on the
I
lighting
know.
to make it.
I'm so white,
That
and
had
I'm
it all fucked up.
Yeah,
before you
that's
got
why we were a little late today.
Yeah, we
Actually,
don't start
They had
like
to
that.
make the
Like,
white
like
girl
5
less
minutes
white
late.
and red.
Yeah.
We're 5 minutes later than I thought we were going to do.
Yeah.
So, you know what I'm saying? I
'Cause
had to adjust the
I don't
lighting.
tan. I just turn red and I turn white again.
Okay.
Yeah, it's
That's-
sad.
I'm sorry.
It's
It
all
makes
good.
me sad.
It's all
It
good.
happens.
You got to do it. You got to go outside in like small doses. You got to get you a nice base.
She said it don't work.
Have you
tried.
tried spray on?
Spray on makes me look orange because I'm so white.
Just don't do a lot. Just do
Yeah.
just like a short burst.
I just don't care anymore.
Yeah, okay.
Fuck it.
Fuck it. Be
Tattoo artists love my skin though because
Everything shows
all the
up.
color. Yeah,
Yeah. You literally
Wow.
are the fucking reading rainbow, motherfucker.
I love color. That's my
But-
favorite.
This has been a very
This has
spirited
been fun, bro.
show.
I've been laughing the whole
What are
goddamn
you talking
time.
about? We still got 15 more minutes left.
I'm not done. I'm just
Oh.
saying. I'm
Do you want to
interjecting.
hear about the really awkward moment with
This
the
is a quick
boyfriend though?
interlude.
Yes.
We
So,
want to hear all this
When the
shit that you
boyfriend
fucking
met the
say,
husband,
We honestly could have turned our shit off and just
Right,
let
I
you
mean,
go.
That's why I've been quiet, nigga. I've been listening.
when the boyfriend met the husband for the first time. So it was one of those like okay. So when me and Eric started seeing each other, we weren't supposed to have sex, but we did anyways. But when
Wait,
he
stop. Why weren't you? Did you have a
Yeah,
deal in
let's-
place with your
Yeah,
husband at the time?
yeah,
He was like,
he
fuck
knew,
that.
he knew, he knew,
He
he
knew what
knows
was
me
happening.
too well. He's like, yeah, I already know. But when he met him, like I think a week or two later after me and Eric started dating, he made up the bedroom for us. So we sat.
The husband?
Yeah, we sat downstairs.
You ready to go?
we,
Time to go.
I'm ready to go too.
All
we
right.
had a couch and
Thank
a
you,
chair
everybody.
across from the couch.
First
Where are
off,
we going?
the fuck?
Yes.
They're leaving. This interview is going to continue, sir.
We're sitting on
Or
the couch.
miss, I'm sorry. This
Me-
please continue.
Me and the boyfriend are sitting on the couch across from my husband, who has the cat in his lap while he's just petting the cat.
Aw, dude, like an evil, like.
Yeah, it was a whole thing. And so it was the whole thing of like, so, you know, and we just were doing this weird, awkward conversation, kind of like how you do with your parents when your parents meet your significant other for the first time. That's almost how it felt.
What?
And then he's like, so I have prepared the bedroom for you. He made the bed. The bed has never been made since we've lived there. He made the bed. He put a towel beside the bed.
This is too much.
You see why I left?
This is too much. Fuck that.
Eric was like, the entire time, I really thought like he was gonna come up and murder us both in the bedroom. Like,
But you still did it.
We
though.
I'm
did.
sorry, your husband's a
did.
white guy, and you are literally. I'm with Eric. I would have just assumed this dude's gonna hit me in the back of the head with an ashtray
Yep.
any minute.
yeah, it was. I mean, I thought the same thing too, though.
Oh, okay.
You know, I was just like, no,
I mean,
it's fine.
you say you want.
that.
That was
Pushing
pretty
his
much
bed
the
against the
slave
door.
fantasy is
A little bit.
the master's in
Fuck the
room,
master's wife.
and you're in the back, you know, giving the master's wife the.
Though he
Business.
holds, yeah.
Wasn't that
So-
the plot of Mandingo?
Yeah, pretty much.
I don't remember that.
I
It's
don't
been a
know.
while. Yeah,
Pretty
it's
much.
been a while since
But,
I've seen that.
I mean,
But that was the story.
that's when you push the bed up
That's-
against the door
Bro.
and just block that shit. I'm not taking no kind of chances like that.
So wait a minute,
Jesus.
dude.
Shit.
How? Okay,
Wow.
okay. I'm doing this
All I can say is wow.
in the best possible manner with very little to no misogyny. How do you look at your husband the same with the same manner of respect and gratitude,
I respect my
appreciation?
husband. Listen, like I've always been the strong, outgoing person of the two of us. Like I am always the one that makes most of the decisions.
Clearly.
we still discuss everything, but it's mostly like, hey, this is what I want to do. How do you feel about that? And usually he's like, that's fine. But like with this one, it did take him about a year before he was like, you know, it. And actually before this point, I had never seen him cry, and he bawled in my lap. So
When?
After?
Wait, why?
Or before?
When?
this was
What fuck?
during?
Yeah, I'm confused.
No,
What
this
made him
was,
cry?
About a month after me and Eric were dating, and he just thought like things were gonna end.
Like it was over.
Because I started telling Eric that I loved him within a month, and things went really fast with me and Eric because we have a really strong connection.
And he made you go, woo!
I mean, the sex is really good too.
Yeah.
But that's why he thought I was going to leave him. But even if the sex is really good with somebody else, it does not take away the fact that I love and cherish the bond that me and my husband have. We have really good sex too. Okay. He knows every part of me as well. He knows how to get me off within 2 minutes. You know, like...
The husband?
Yeah. So, like, it's not that my husband isn't good at sex or he's not giving it to me in the bedroom. It's just, I have a very active sex life. I have to have a lot of different things. And the connection that... So, let me break it down for you. The connection that I have with my husband is pure love. So, like, when we get together, it's genuine love. Like, that's... my person. I'm having sex with the person that I know I'm gonna be with for the rest of my life.
Eric on the other hand,
it's down and fucking dirty. Like, he pulls my hair, he chokes me. I will let him tie me up and do whatever the fuck he wants to me. I can't have that with my husband because of the way I feel about my husband. I can't.
You don't
he's
think you
tried.
can do both?
He's tried.
He just ain't got. He can't play the role.
It's just a role that is not his favorite role to play. He doesn't want to hurt me. He loves me, and Eric's like, fuck it, I'll throw you against the wall if you want me to.
Right.
You know, so it's a whole different dynamic.
Two dynamics, two different sides to you, and you need both sides to be made equal, to be made whole.
And I need a woman. So for me, a perfect thing for me would to have.
That was my next question. Was ultimately what's your perfect?
My perfect thing would be a trifecta of I have my husband. I had Eric, which I still kind of do because we still have sex. We still have that same connection. We're just not together. And I would like a woman because there is no
to balance
touch
it all out.
Like a woman's touch.
Absolutely.
There is no sex like sex with a woman. Like, I get how you all feel about fucking vagina because I feel the same fucking way.
Shit is awesome.
Like, fucking women are amazing, okay? Like, they are sexy, they are soft, they smell good, and it's just a woman. You know what I mean? Like, I can't go without that. But I wasn't trying to look for Eric. Eric just happened. He added me on Facebook. I didn't even talk to him for a year.
Right.
Until I was like, hey, I'm out drinking for my birthday. You should come out. And then he was like, I can't. But then we just started talking. And then we found out how much we had in common. And then we met. And it was like a whole thing. And it was just like, I wasn't looking for it, but he happened. And so I was like, well, I guess this is happening. So now I got to figure out where,
I think you're
minimizing
it. You said he just happened.
Yeah.
You kind of made it happen. You inboxed him on your birthday.
But it wasn't because I wanted to get in his pants. I just wanted people to come out for my birthday.
And you like what you saw. He was your type. Yeah. He fit the bill, and you were like, hey,
I didn't say
this big black bull come out. And
no, the whole funny part was he and I have like so many mutual friends on Facebook that he would pop up on people's feeds, and I'm like, oh, he's kind of cute. And I looked at his profile a few times, and then he added me. I couldn't not let him add me if I thought he was cute, you know? But it wasn't like I was looking to date somebody, though, like of the male variety. It was just something where we started talking, and then it became like a banter, and then I was like, I mean, this is kind of nice.
So I got to ask, well, I got two questions, actually. One, your husband knew before you got married, that you were kind of out there, you like women.
I thought I was a lesbian for a while. Okay, and I told him,
All right. And then...
I've known that man since I was 18. Okay. I am going to be 36 this year.
I got you. And then the next question, what kind of woman are you looking for? Because we got the man, we've got the other man.
Large black man.
Now we...
Preferably...
Woman. I said, what kind of woman?
Oh.
Kind of woman.
Large black man is her dude preference.
Yeah, little white man is her other male
like little petite white chick. Or...
The funny part is all my friends from high school were like, you married a white guy? I'm like, yeah, I did. So it wasn't just, it wasn't just a surprise.
I'm sorry if we're putting you on the spot.
No, for women, it's weird for me. I find different things attractive about different women.
Like big booties.
I do like big booties. I like big boobs.
I like big booties.
I
too.
like big women. I like small women. Like, I like every type of woman as long as you can carry yourself well.
Right.
And you have good hygiene. That's
Not
a big
sloppy,
thing
don't
for me.
stink, be cute.
Yeah.
Right.
Big
Curvy,
women can be
long dark hair.
really beautiful and curvy and just fucking great. And skinny girls can be cute too. I like tomboy types. I like pretty types. Like, the only types that I haven't really liked were like the big, like, burly women, because I feel like I'm
That's
super
a
dominant.
Dude.
And I mean,
Right.
yeah, but I can date like a really
That nigga
skinny,
over there.
like, girl that looks like a guy, though.
Right.
I can date that. But like the big burly women that are like, I guess you would call her the bull dyke type. I've never found them attractive as much. But
Of course.
it's just because they're super dominant.
Right.
And I'm super dominant, and we clash.
That makes sense.
So
Well, as a woman, do you feel like being the more dominant one is what is probably what turns you on the least about being married? Like you feel like in your relationship with your husband and Eric, you know, Eric was more dominant and your husband was not as dominant.
I mean, my marriage turns me on just fine. That's the thing. Like,
I mean, like when dealing with women, like you want to be
The dominant
aggressor.
one?
You want to be the aggressor.
it's usually how I am with women anyways. But yeah, I've met some dominant women that don't like me very well because it's like we're outdoing each other. And a lot of women don't like my situation because they don't feel like they can have a place
Right.
in that. Like they have to compete,
Okay.
which is not true, because in polyamory there's no competition, because each relationship is separate from the other, unless you make it where it's a triad or something like that where my husband's involved, which we've had that before. Me and my husband have shared a girlfriend before. It didn't last for very long, but she lived out of town, and the reason why like it didn't really last was we didn't get to see her as often. But she was super dominant too, but more in a less like invasive way, to where she understood the dynamic and she just fit in with it. So we were with her for a few months at least. It just became a whole logistics thing of we can't travel as much and she can't travel as much. So, but we did share a girlfriend for a while.
So what would happen if your husband just said, "Look, I'm shutting down the operation. I just want a traditional household. Me, you, kids, all that good stuff." What do you?
We've had that conversation.
What would happen? What
I
happened?
said, do you want me to really be that way? Do you want me to be unhappy in this relationship? Because for me,
They don't sound like a fucking idle threat to nobody else.
no, it's not.
I was
It
kinda
wasn't
like,
even
Do you want me to be
no.
unhappy?
No, I said,
Do you want me to lose this baby?
No, that wasn't even a threat. I said, do you want me to be unhappy for this relationship? Because I can try.
Right.
But he's known me to be unhappy.
Okay.
And I am not a fun person to deal with
So-
when I am unhappy.
So he loves you so much that he
loves me enough to know that what I say to him is true, that I love him and I'm going to be with him for the rest of my life. Because I don't believe in divorce either. I made the choice to get married, and I love my husband very much. And that is just like having my children. My first daughter was a complete and total accident. Like, I did not plan on getting pregnant with that man. I didn't know I was pregnant for the first 4 months of me and my husband's relationship. Found out I was pregnant, and he was like, well, I mean, we could think about like other options. I said, no, this happened to me. This is who I am. This is what I'm going to do. So we had the daughter. We took care of the daughter. You know, it's a whole thing of, I feel like when things happen to you, you need to see them through. So for me to be this way and to explore my sexuality, I was never able to do that as a kid. I grew up in a Republican Catholic white household. So being gay at all was super wrong.
Right.
You know, going to church was the thing, being super white and Republican. And if anybody knows me, I'm none of the above. I am still super white, but I'm just like super like pansexual. I love everybody and everything. I kissed my best friend in fucking kindergarten because I loved her that much, and she freaked out. But I was like, but I thought that's what you do when you love people, you kiss them. So like this was me at a small age thinking it was okay, you know, only to be told it wasn't. But it's just, that's who I am. I explore. He knows that about me. So when he was like, I don't want to do this, I don't feel comfortable, I'm like, what's going to make you comfortable? And if I can't be who I am and you can't be who you are, then maybe this relationship needs to be relooked at.
Okay.
Because this is me and this is you. If we can't come to a common middle ground here, then it's going to have to make a change. And so it took a lot of communication, a lot of different like things that we could try to make him comfortable, to make me feel comfortable, to make Eric feel comfortable, because Eric was the other person here, you know, because Eric wasn't super happy about coming into a relationship, you know, either, because he had never been in this type of relationship either. So it was a whole growing thing with the three of us at the same time of sitting down and having group talks along with single talks with both of them. So it wasn't like it was easy just on Eric to just come in and fuck somebody and just be like, hey, cool, whatever.
I'm here.
He had to deal with me having to come to him to be like, he's not okay with it. How do you feel about this? And it was a whole thing because my husband tried to make rules of, well, you can't do this with him, or you can't do this. And I'm like,
wait a minute,
nah,
he already
dog.
fucking, what are
Yeah.
the rules now?
Yeah.
Like, well, how you gonna make rules now?
He
So was
really,
Eric Ving Rames and Baby Boy in the kitchen cooking breakfast, scrambling eggs, asshole
naked?
naked?
Well, I
Yeah.
understand, like, you gotta have some kind of, like, boundaries, because y'all had kids.
we had, and my kids, we did it slowly with my kids, you know,
Right.
like telling them who he was and things like that and what I was doing. But my kids already knew before that point that I was dating women. So my kids were already, I tried to teach my kids at a very early age that you can do whatever you want in life. You can love who you want, whether it be a man or a woman, whatever color they are, whatever. Like, my kids know that they are allowed to do what they want in life. Like, you can love who you want, I won't care.
Right.
You can do what you want as long as you're not hurting yourself, you know, obviously. So, like, I tried to teach my kids to be super open-minded at a very, like, young age. If you think 3 years ago, mine are 8 and 10 now. They were 5
Super
and
young,
7,
yeah.
you know? So,
Super
like,
young.
super young ages, but still old enough to understand that mommy has a girlfriend, mommy has a boyfriend. And they did ask questions. They were like, why were you kissing that person like you kissed daddy? You know? And I was just like, because I like them. They're...
Mommy likes strange.
Yeah. Mommy just found the flavor of the
Mommy
week,
likes
kid. It's
strange.
fine.
Mommy likes strange.
But
Don't
no.
ask Mommy no fucking questions.
And it takes a while for people to come around my kids. I don't just bring anybody around my kids. You know, like, it takes me a minute to bring my kids around, and because I'm not going to just bring my kids around some weirdo, you know?
Right.
Like, and I don't, as I said earlier, I don't do strange, especially now, because it's not fulfilling for me anymore.
And COVID.
And COVID.
Exactly. Shit's going around. Like,
Okay, I'm gonna be fair.
Killer wasp.
I'm gonna be fair for a second. Pooh, is there anything from the chat room, from chat room land, that you would like to ask the young lady? Because you have been super vocal. No. It's fair. He's been super vocal, so I'm gonna open up. If there's a question you'd like to ask the young lady, respectfully.
I mean, even if it's not respectfully, dude, I don't care.
That. Respectfully.
You know what? You want to call me a whore? Call me a whore. It's not the first time I've heard it.
Damn.
Yeah, but usually it's...
I think you actually said your husband's a whore. I don't think you said you're a whore. I think you said your husband's a whore.
He did. He said it.
You know what? You know what, though? I've thought about that. I've thought about that because my husband doesn't like to tie me up, but he let me put him in handcuffs and make him do things to me.
He ain't tying me up.
So, I mean,
He says he loves you.
If that's my husband's kink, then shit, man. I'm doing what he wants, right?
Right. I mean, yeah, but
Like,
At
it's
the
just
same
That's
time,
another thing I wanted
probably
to learn.
doing not what he wants.
You might know what this is called because I can never remember the name.
what?
But it's like that rope art shit. You know what I'm talking about?
Yeah.
It's bondage.
It's
full
bondage.
bondage.
Hentai.
It's called
It's a special-
It's bondage. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I thought that shit looked cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
It
was.
was cool.
Also,
I was right. He said no. I was talking about her hubby, not her. She's not her. Her husband is a whore. And then he said, "Man, I love her." So there you go.
like, and that's the reason why people find me super intimidating. Shibari too.
Shibari.
There we go.
That's the name
I just
of
looked it up.
Hey.
But no, that's the thing about me. Is
art.
that's
Like,
another reason why
They be
people
all
don't
wrapped
like
around
me.
and-
Is
Kind
because
of like a turkey
I
or
don't
something.
hold everything inside.
We picked up on that.
I tell you how I feel and who I am, and I'm huge on communicating. Like, I over communicate just to make sure that everybody fucking knows shit. Like, I literally, me, Eric, and Andrew all had our calendars connected, so you knew where everybody was at every point in time, especially me. Because if I'm going to go out and go to coffee with somebody that's not those two people, then where the fuck am I? All right, you already know it's in the calendar. You have ahead of time notice, everything. So, like, I am super big on communication. And it might make me controlling or crazy. But shit, at least you know what the fuck I'm doing. You know? Like, that's
up.
my personal pet peeve is everybody wants to hold secrets. Everybody wants to create, like, this huge thing where, like, why do we have to play detective with our partners?
So you want to be completely forthcoming. You want everything laid out there so that there's no mystery. You know, I'm fucking this person at this time on this day.
No,
you can join
it doesn't
in. You
go
can
that.
watch.
I'm
exaggerating, but
yeah,
I'm saying
but you can tell me about his shit. Yeah.
You don't want any mystery. At one point in time,
I've always said,
Yeah.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
Nah.
I'm really sorry. But you even said at one point in time, you don't want your. I think it was Eric. You said you didn't want him to hide the girlfriend from you.
Exactly.
You said you preferred he tell you about how he fucked her, what they did, positions.
Yeah.
Because it turns you on.
Exactly.
Turn it
Because
on
I know.
speakerphone while you guys are doing
I mean,
stuff.
shit. If you want to take a video of it, shit. Because I know how good he is in bed. That shit. Why shouldn't I share that with somebody else?
Because you're
I got nothing.
I'm
Yeah,
not,
yeah,
and I'm not
talking
greedy.
about- I'm talking about me.
Like I said,
I'm
I'm not
greedy.
greedy.
Right.
Yeah.
What were you about to
All I was
say?
gonna say
And
is
I'm
I
not
think that's
sharing.
what's wrong with relationships is that since high school, everybody tries to be somebody else. I think if you on your third or fourth date sit down and be like, "This is who I really am. This is what I really want. This is how." And I think relationships will last a lot longer.
Absolutely.
Because
Absolutely.
it's not fucking a surprise that, oh, this nigga doesn't do this, or oh, she doesn't do this,
Right.
or oh, what the fuck, or she wants to do this, or he wants to do this. You know, if motherfucker just try to stick a finger up someone's ass, like, wait a minute, motherfucker, we should do. You should say that up front.
Up front and get it out of the
Get
way.
it out the way.
Right.
There'll be less
I agree.
divorces.
That's why me and my
less-
husband have been together for so long.
I agree wholeheartedly with both
There's
you.
no point in y'all having any secrets.
Absolutely not. That statement is perfect because there's so many people you find who pretend to be something that they're really not.
Yep.
And I hate that shit. Don't pretend. I say it to a
find
lot
out
of
later.
women. A lot of women who go through that phase where, oh, I'm bi. Well, no, you're really not. You're just experimenting. You just didn't know. That's why I tell everybody, have a whole phase, go to college, whatever it is, get that shit out your system. But you've got so many people who don't know who they really are, what they really like, or what they're really into. You may like Ice Cubes up the ass.
Yeah. I mean,
Like-
if you're jealous and you know you're jealous, tell somebody up front.
You're a jealous
Yeah.
motherfucker,
Jealous
yes.
Be like, this is what
what
upset
I'm
me,
saying?
and you figure it out.
Exactly.
Holding that shit inside and holding it against your partner,
Right.
who is that helping? That's not helping your mental state, and that's not helping them because they didn't know they fucking did something wrong. You know, or like not even wrong, or just like upset you for whatever reason, and it could have been fixed, but you just let it fester. So, and that's with any relationship, really. That's with like any type of relationship, even monogamous ones. You guys get jealous of people sometimes, whatever. But if you don't sit down and talk about it, then you're not going to know. And then your relationship's just going to degrade. And I grew up in that kind of situation with my parents. Like, they didn't tell me anything. My mom always told me everything I did wrong, but it was just a whole thing where I didn't have a good relationship with my parents, and I didn't like that.
Right.
And I was raised where everything was wrong, and you should just, whatever. My mom always told me, don't get married or have sex until you're 40. And it's like, no.
Your egg's gonna dry up.
Exactly.
Why would she tell you that?
Because she wanted me to be super independent, not need a man, that kind of shit. Which is good. I know, which is good to teach your daughters or whatever to make them grow up and be independent of anybody else and to take care of themselves. I get that part. I'm super strong. I can take care of myself, but you also need to find that partner in life, which I did, and she hated because he couldn't take care of me. Now, see that because he couldn't take care of me, but she told me to not need a man,
to be independent.
You get that. So whatever I did was wrong. You get that.
Okay.
So, anyways, and that's the whole thing.
That's how. Isn't that how most? Isn't that how most women teach their daughters?
Yeah. And
you don't need no fucking man. You can take care of yourself, but you need to
find your man.
Yeah. But that's the I don't tell my daughters that, but I treat them in a way to make them know that they're super confident about themselves. And like, this is everything that you are. You're awesome at this. Let's, keep doing whatever you want to do in life that you love, and that's how you're going to be happy in life. And then, if you like somebody, then whatever. My youngest is going to be exactly like me. I already know.
Already?
She is
like
8.
7 or...
She loves men.
At 8?
At 8. She had a huge thing for Eric. She loved Eric. Yeah, so at 5, she had the hots for Eric every time he came over. And then I had another friend that she had the hots for, too. Yeah, I'm going to have to put a tracking device on her when she gets older.
But why? Don't you want her to not go through what you went through?
No,
Don't you want her to be...
just so I know where she is, just in case. But no, and my oldest is going to be an author and an illustrator. Like, she's known that since she was 5. So, like, she's a really good artist. And these are the things that I instill in them. Like, you're really good at this, keep doing it, and you're going to make something of yourself. But, like, I don't tell them, you're wrong if you are doing this or that or whatever. Even if I'm super, like, pro, legalizing weed, because super into it.
Right.
If they want to smoke weed when they get to be teenagers like I did, do it with me.
Okay.
I did it with my brother. We did it with my little sister. It's just a whole thing. Like, as long as you're doing it properly, then fine. When it comes to sex, it's going to be a whole thing too. You can come to me, you can talk to me. Like, I'm going to tell you everything you need to know. They're going to give you sex education in school probably. It's probably going to be, all the basic shit.
White bread as fuck.
Very inadequate.
Vanilla.
Here's all the STDs and, whatever. Scare the shit out of you kind of shit.
Waffle.
Oh, gross.
Oh, Jesus.
It's an STD.
The picture just came in my head.
It's a picture.
Yeah.
You don't.
Fake STD.
You can Google it.
No, I'm cool.
It's not a real STD.
Yeah.
They try to sell it as real.
You're going to regret it.
I'm cool.
Okay.
It looks like a blue waffle.
I'll be honest with you, man. I know you catch a lot of shit, a lot of flack for your lifestyle choices, the way you operate.
Because it's different.
I know, exactly. But is it really any different from the way society is going right now? You got bitches sucking cucumbers at Kroger's. So you got chicks who got 3 and 4 kids by 3 and 4 dudes. You got chicks who got a dude, but he's got 3 and 4. He's got 3 kids by 3 other women, and y'all been together for 10 years, but his kids are all under the age of 8.
Exactly.
So it's no different from really the way you operate.
And how
is this a nervous twitch, by the way? What you're doing right now?
Yeah.
Okay.
But no, how I operate though is everything's out in the fucking open. And yeah, I guess it gives me a license to cheat, I guess. But shit, everybody's fucking happy.
There it is.
You don't see my husband going through my phone and acting crazy.
For what?
Right.
He's already got the calendar. Like, he knows where I'm at. So, and it, like I said, it's just, and it's not, people treat it like it's like, a degradation to my husband. Like, my husband watches porn all the time.
He might not want everybody to know that.
Come on, what man doesn't watch porn all the time?
I mean, I watch porn, but not all the time.
No,
all the time.
I have caught my husband in his office on his computer, and I'm like, dude, call me in, shit, you know, like it's
Well,
a
once
whole.
in a blue moon, a guy just like saying,
You know,
Sometimes I don't want to get
out.
you all sometimes. Sometimes I just want
I'm
to
not
get
trying
off.
to be
I just-
considerate
Here's the
tonight.
kicker. Here's the kicker, you guys. I don't masturbate.
Why do you have to?
I don't get it that often. Do you know
Really?
how often I get it? Me and my husband once a month.
The fuck out of here.
I swear to God.
That's why you got
Swear to
extra
God.
dudes.
Swear, me and Eric
That's why you got
once a week or
one
once
in the
every other
barrel.
week. And I don't masturbate. And I sext with Eric a lot, and I don't masturbate. Every once in a while, maybe. And I got a lot of toys, you guys.
I
don't
believe
use
that.
them. I let people use them on me, but I don't use them.
Why are you stifling yourself?
Yeah, a little. Yeah.
It's not stifling. I just don't feel the need. I don't enjoy
I don't either.
masturbation because it's just me.
I enjoy it.
If
Yeah.
you guys haven't
So
noticed,
you're more sensory.
I
You're more.
like-
You need that connection.
I've
You
enjoyed
need
it since
you
the-
getting yourself off does nothing.
No.
You getting somebody else
I
off
like
probably does more
interaction
for
with
you.
people. I
Yeah.
am a people pleaser.
person. Yeah, absolutely.
Me, if I'm masturbating, I'm not
Yes, I don't
thinking about
believe your
somebody
husband.
doing something to me. I'm thinking about doing stuff to other people. So I
You're a
am,
giver.
I am an
Dismissed
exhibitionist
and a pleaser.
and a pleaser.
And a giver.
So I like when people watch me
Mm-hmm.
pleasing other people. I like to please other people. I like to be pleased too, obviously, but like it gets me off to know that you're getting off on the whole situation. So why masturbate if it's only me?
There you go.
I don't have that great of an imagination.
I
So,
got
you know.
You
That's
just
what porn's
memories blast from the past.
I don't even like watching porn. You know what happens when I watch porn? I start making fun of it. I'm like, that bitch ain't even.
Look at
no.
her nails. Yeah.
Like, she's not. I was like, how long are her nails? Jesus. That would hurt.
I gotta agree with Pooh. I'm like, I don't believe your husband really happy. I think he's like listen to y'all fuck one time away from killing himself or.
Well, since
Hanging
Eric
you.
doesn't live there anymore, he doesn't have to.
Oh
listen.
yeah, that's true. Never mind. So he's probably not gonna kill himself anytime soon. Anyway, anybody got anything? Because I got nothing to combat that shit. I got nothing.
That's it. I mean, we're
I'm
over.
good.
We're over the showtime, which is
Yeah.
fine.
Ah,
because
okay.
That's how we do things.
Because
around
once
here.
again, we brought the. This is why we
I don't
had
know
the
why-
Way to
world's
go,
the
way to
highest
go,
viewed show.
Angela. Good job.
I know.
Once again, I'm sure you'll be one of the highest viewed show like last
This
time.
is probably going to be our
People
best
view
show.
it because they're
probably.
like,
Jeez.
this bitch is crazy, and
I don't
her
think you
husband's
crazy.
gonna
I don't
kill
think you're crazy to
himself.
me at all.
I mean,
I don't think you're crazy.
if I was your husband, like, I get it.
What if that's his kink though?
But that if that's what I'm saying.
He's just never
I
said
don't.
it.
I don't know what his thing is.
I've asked
I
him
know
to.
what my thing is,
But he won't.
and
admit
your
to
husband
it.
seems to know and love you better than pretty
Yeah.
much any fucking relationship
And his
I've ever
family
had.
knew
so,
about Eric too. So I mean,
That's
whatever.
crazy.
I'll be honest.
Yeah.
As much of a cuck as he
my
sounds
family
like,
knew.
I'm pretty sure
Everybody
that
knew. Yeah.
I'm pretty sure he is probably happy just as long as you're happy.
Yeah.
As long as, so if you need strange black dick to make you happy, then
She already said she
look like
doesn't
I'm
like
just
not
strange.
strange. I mean, not strange. Just if you
different
just need black dick
other
to make you happy.
side guac,
I'm sure
nigga.
this dude side guac. Thank you. I'm sure this dude loves you so much to the
Side
point
guac,
that
nigga.
he's like, fuck it. If it makes her happy, I'm happy. So
With that being said, shit.
Well,
for
we
him.
are the Shake Up guys, and
Fuck.
thank you to Angela for joining us today. Hopefully, she'll come back and share some more freaky tales with us.
I think you guys have heard
at-
most of the good ones.
shit,
well,
me.
we'll have her come back and tell some good ones too. This was the fuck it.
No, I have a
This
lot
is
of stories.
The COVID
Yeah.
coup part 2. Fuck the social distancing rules. We got business to
Like
get down
they're
to.
starting to open shit up now. It's fine.
It's totally cool,
Fuck
and
that.
we're
It's
totally
not.
cool.
It's
And
gonna
we
be horrible.
Yeah, it's
really
gonna be fucked.
appreciate Angela coming out and talking with us,
Cool,
and
I believe
sharing
that
with
also.
us, and doing her thing, and
haven't
hopefully
been out the house in a
all
while.
ends well
Any
in
of
her
us.
relationship. And anybody else got anything to say before I say peace out to the peoples?
I agree
My
with
picture
Pooh.
looks like a
This
booty.
nigga.
I agree with
that it?
Pooh. No, thank you. Thanks to the new subscribers again, and thank you, Angela, for being here with us.
And thank everybody for watching. Hit that hit that subscription button and the notification bell so you know when we go live. That way you can jump in the chat room and you can talk shit to us as
Ding,
well.
ding, nigga.
Until then,
Wait.
What's up?
I'm sorry for. Be sure to check out the world's greatest misogynist on YouTube. That is the
That's
world's greatest misogynist,
I
as
wish
well
I
as
had a website. I don't have a website anymore.
as well as the Drunken Deviant
No,
podcast.
You know what though? I do perform burlesque and I do post a lot of pictures. Just not here lately because everything's been shut down and shit. But I'm gonna start performing a lot again once everything gets lifted.
Cool.
So you can find me on Facebook under Daphne Diabolic. It's DAPHNE DIABOLIK, and you'll see a lot of sexy pictures of me. So.
Right on.
Awesome.
It is. That's it now.
Yeah, well, that's
All
it.
right.
Thank you guys for watching. As I said before, and I'll say it 100 fucking times. Like, subscribe, and hit the notification bell, and jump in the chat with us, because that's the whole point.
Ding, ding, ding.
Thank you guys for joining us. Until the next time, peace out.